Well, yesterday I was asked about graduation, and I know I have caused some confusion around the state. We did get calls of people who are happy, but we also got calls of people who were confused. And so let me try to clarify that today. As I said yesterday, as a father of 8, grandfather of 24, Fran and I know about graduations. We know how important they are. They're occasions of great joy for a family, pride, and it's a way for families to celebrate the accomplishments of their seniors who are graduating. We fully understand what an important rite of passage that this is. Due to the infectiousness of COVID-19, this year, of course, everything has to be different. And I want to start by sharing with you something that our son-in-law, Bill Darling, wrote. He is a track and cross-country coach at Thomas Worthington High School. He was a runner in high school and college himself. He understands from his own experience and from his own children how important these activities are for our students. Graduation is one of those things that means so very much to students and to families. And so I want to share a portion of something that Bill wrote to his track team just a few days ago. I'll quote from part of it. And Bill writes, "There is a song making the rounds these days that was written by my good friend Eric Nesda called True Heroes. In it he sings, 'True heroes are measured by what they give away.' In the spring of 2020, for you seniors, you gave up a lot," Bill continues. "You gave up most of your last semester of high school. You gave up normal graduation, grad parties, and prom. And you gave up your last track season. It would be far better to look at not what was taken away from you, but what you gave. You gave it up to save the lives of your fellow Ohioans. You gave it up knowing that in all likelihood, you may have been fine, but they, others, would have been in peril. In these next few years, I ask you to look around your table. Keep your eyes up in your community. See them. Know that there are people who will be with us for years to come, people who are so precious and so valuable. They will be here. They will be here because of you, what you have given away." And certainly Bill is very, very right. When we look at whether or not to hold a graduation ceremony, social distancing and keeping social distance practices must be first and foremost. Mass gatherings simply cannot be held for this reason or for any other. Now, I have asked the Ohio Department of Education and the Ohio Department of Health to come together to issue guidance for local schools and health departments to follow. And this is a summary, and they will have up on their webpage shortly the full text so that schools and parents can take a look at it. But this is a summary. First and most preferred is a virtual graduation ceremony done through internet platforms. And we know that many schools are doing that and are very excited about that. Second, in preference, would be a drive-in type of ceremony where a student would drive to a designated location at a designated time to get his or her diploma. Third in preference would be an event with 10 people or less at a time who are and remain socially distanced, where a graduate can receive his or her diploma. And again, they go into more details on that. Will be put up online shortly. Ohio has 612 school districts. Each school district needs to work with their local health department to make sure that their plan is in accordance with public health guidelines to deal with this pandemic. Of equal concern are graduation parties. And I know through our experience with our children that graduation parties are a big part of the celebration. And they've become, at least during my lifetime, a lot more important. That kids go from graduation party to graduation party. This is tough this year. And I would ask people to remember, because the graduation parties can pose as much risk or more risk, frankly, than a graduation. Remember that our order prohibits gatherings of more than 10 people at a time. While it's time to graduate, it's not the time to have a graduation party. That will have to wait. I understand how hard this is for the class of 2020. It's not how you envisioned it, not how your parents envisioned it, not how anyone envisioned it. But I am confident that our schools will be resourceful and creative in how they can honor the class of 2020. Again, we have posted this guidance on our webpage at coronavirus.ohio.gov. That's the normal place to look, coronavirus.ohio.gov.